Looking back at 2025 in the automotive world, it was defined by more than just horsepower and shiny new cars. It was defined by connections. Connections that the wealthiest car buyers have to the cars that they buy, as well as the buyers of popular daily drivers. What are the 10 trends that defined this year? Well, let's take a look. Trend number 1, that personal touch. It's not enough to just buy the car of your dreams, but you have to put your personal stamp on it. This is a trend that we saw growing among luxury cars and super luxury cars throughout 2025. Brands like Rolls-Royce created the Private Office, where clients can go and work with Rolls-Royce designers to build the car of their dream in complete privacy. Q by Aston Martin allows customers to come in and build a car in conjunction with the designers from Aston Martin that rivals the most amazing cars Aston Martin's ever been. The Lamborghini Lounge allows customers to throw a private party, design a dream car, or just come in and see what's new. And Genesis House puts all of Genesis design and innovation and the world of Korean luxury on display throughout the year. For a look behind the scenes at how the magic happens, we toured Q by Aston Martin in New York City.
Aston Martin Q New York is a very special place that combines atelier and showroom. For all of our James Bond fans, it's affectionately called Q for a reason. He had his confidant that made all of his specialty bespoke gadgets.
You'll be using this Aston Martin DB5 with modifications.
And that's pretty much what we do here for our clients for their cars. Aston Martin is one of the most bespoke manufacturers. We like to get as detailed as possible to make that client really feel emotionally connected to that vehicle. Not only is it important to emotionally connect them to their vehicle, but it's also to build the most proper built Aston that stands the test of time. As long as it doesn't affect the standard of quality or our corporate identity, we pretty much say yes, which is very special. One of the best things that I love about being here on Park Avenue 57 is the ability to just walk in and see very, very, very special and unique vehicles that you may never see again in your lifetime. Currently on the floor, I have a Vantage. I also have a DBX. We do have a special project here, which is called the Valiant. It is 1 out of 38 in the world. Another side of having specialty vehicles here, which is something right behind me, is that you have an unveiled car, something that they've never seen before, that we are unveiling to our clients for the first time ever. That is how much we appreciate and want to make sure to the forefront is our clients' opinions. And I'm very excited to share with you today a very special Aston Martin that's under the silk. It is called the Vanquish Volante. Volante in Italian means flying. When you open the doors, they look as if they are wings. They are designed to open on a 12-degree angle, and they stay open on their own threshold and close upon their own threshold, which is really special. This particular vehicle is our fastest road production convertible we've ever made. So that's 824 brake horsepower. That is 738 pound-feet of torque. Our ZF transmission is the most robust transmission you can possibly get to handle all that power and torque. Owning an Aston is really an ultra-luxury experience. These are all cars that are made by hand. They take approximately 250 hours to make from start to finish. So when they hand build these cars, they put a beautiful badge finishing that 250 hours. And these badges are made by a company called Vaughtons. They are a hand-enameled piece of jewelry. At Aston, they truly believe in a 50-foot rule. From 50 feet, all materials should look genuine and are genuine. One of the other tools that we have that is so special, we have this beautiful 35 by 10 foot LED screen. There are only 20 screens like this resolution in the world. There are only 2 that design Aston Martins, obviously here at Q New York, and we also have one at the headquarters in Gaydon. Now, as we look at this tool, it's quite impressive. You feel as if you are standing next to the car. This is where we get very technical. So here, we have a beautiful color called ultramarine black. However, when we change environment, we can now see that this vehicle is a dark navy. And that makes our clients really, really interested and connect with that vehicle directly. So here we have navy. When I changed the car to Brooklyn, it is ink. Having the availability of showing the car in multiple environments is incredibly beneficial to bringing that dream to life. And that's really what's so lovely and special about this actual flagship store here in New York City, is that you really sometimes can't recreate that feeling, sometimes at a dealer. So it's a matter of catering the walk around to that client, bringing them into the space, and that's really where the relationship solidifies. And that's what every brand really wants.
Innovation and design by supercar makers are what lead our industry, and those ideas trickle down to every car maker and every car buyer at some point. But the real question is, how do supercar makers innovate within their own world? Well, we saw a lot of those innovations roll out this year with the introduction of the Aston Martin Vanquish Volante, with the new Bentley Flying Spur, and with the Rolls-Royce Cullinan Series 2. The best-selling car in the entire Rolls-Royce lineup, the Series 2 Black Badge Edition, commands a price of almost $500,000. Here's a look at what the Rolls-Royce Cullinan Series 2 is all about. This is the Rolls-Royce SUV, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan Series 2. The thing that's so iconic about this is it really feels like a true Rolls-Royce. It is designed for both driver or being driven, and it's named for a diamond mine that produces the hardest diamond in the world, the Cullinan mine. So it is a true SUV, and it can be driven off-road. I've actually driven it off-road. Now this is not the rock crawling, sand dune crawling SUV, but for rutted roads, muddy roads, or snowy terrain, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan 2 is incredibly capable. The design of the Rolls-Royce Cullinan 2 is notable for that very large Pantheon grille that is a classic Rolls-Royce detail, but it has a little bit of a tweak from the original Cullinan, which came out a few years ago. The details are a little more polished and a little more modern. Part of the magic of the Rolls-Royce Cullinan are the doors, because they make you feel quite welcome. On the outside, you'll see the Series 2 that we're driving has these really beautiful, almost basket weave style wheels. That motif is mimicked inside the car as well. Our Cullinan Series 2 is a Black Badge Edition. That is the top of the line of what is already the top of the line. And it's notable for certain details on the exterior, including the dark chrome grille, the dark chrome Spirit of Ecstasy, those basket weave wheels, and even black door handles. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan Series 2 has a starting price of just over $400,000. But really, the story here are options. No Rolls-Royce is complete without lots and lots of options. If you can dream it, they can do it. The options on this one bring the price tag to $540,000. You can choose your exterior color, you can choose your interior colors, enhancements, features, and details. There are literally millions of combinations. The 12-cylinder engine is incredibly powerful. It is a lot of fun to drive. Surprisingly, a car this big is pretty easy to drive, and that's part of the Rolls-Royce magic. It should feel effortless, and it should feel delightful, and it should feel like your dream car, and it does. Behind the wheel of the Rolls-Royce Cullinan Series 2 is a special experience, and it starts with this. The door is pretty far away from me, and I really have to reach to close it, or I can do this. I can just push this button on the upper console and it closes automatically. Shouldn't every door do that? The round steering wheel and the round center of the steering wheel are design motifs that you'll find throughout the Rolls-Royce, including these round turbine-style air vents, our round dials. There is even a nearly round control panel over here on the left side, which is where you find the stop-start button and the headlight panel. New for the Cullinan Series 2 is this digital dashboard that spans the entire front of the car. It starts with a driver display here. There is a new multimedia system here. Below the multimedia screen, there is a panel of buttons. This button is reserved for the Spirit of Ecstasy. This is our radio dial. And notice that all the buttons and all the dials are framed in leather and gloss black and capped in chrome. Here on the center console, we'll see more of this carbon fiber basket weave design and our Spirit of Ecstasy multimedia controller. Our parking sensor is here, and these buttons can be used to raise or lower the height of the Rolls-Royce Cullinan Series 2. Rolls-Royce has kept the center console relatively low-key to try to keep things looking elegant and uncluttered. Outside of this control panel here, there is a panel that pushes back to reveal cup holders. There's a nice little panel here that retracts for space for a phone. But if you would like to charge your phone, there's a wireless charger right here tucked into the side of the center console. There's also an upper console here, which offers lighting. You can just illuminate those map lights, or you can actually illuminate the entire front of the cabin. If you'd like to turn on or off the Starlight headliner, you can do that here. The rear seat in the Rolls-Royce Cullinan Series 2 is a really special place. First of all, you do have to lift a finger. You have to lift a finger to close this door. There's a button here. There's also a button on the passenger side. A nice little tray lowers here. It's automatic. All you have to do is push the button. Many Rolls-Royce owners opt for a champagne chiller here in the center console. We don't have that in our model. We have cup holders, an armrest, and a little storage space. Also here in the window panel is a button that allows you to adjust the headrest for just the perfect height. The Cullinan is more popular with buyers who have more adventurous places to go, perhaps someplace out away from the population, where the SUV's all-wheel drive capability and ground clearance are a benefit, but also where that high seating position gives you an advantage as well. Trend number 3, events and exclusives. Events and exclusive opportunities have become more important than ever in the automotive world, especially at the high end of super luxury cars and ultra luxury. Car companies are not just selling cars, they're selling a lifestyle. And car buyers want to immerse in that lifestyle. They want to go behind the velvet rope. They want to meet the executives. They want to live the life of that luxury car. Brands like Lamborghini, Ferrari, and Rolls-Royce create super exclusive events for their customers at Monterey Car Week. Car buyers can immerse in that lifestyle in other places as well, such as at Genesis House in New York City. We took a tour behind the scenes to get a personal look at this Korean luxury brand and what life is like in the world of Genesis.
Genesis House is the physical embodiment of the Genesis brand. We view our showroom as really a gallery for the beautiful cars that guests will see every day. We have our full lineup here where guests can come and experience the product and talk to our knowledgeable curators. Guests can really experience 3 different things, from our amazing showroom on the first floor, our second floor restaurant and tea pavilion, and even when we do amazing immersive programming on our lower level cellar stage. What is unique about Genesis House is that we are not a dealership. So it's really unique to experience the product without that sales pressure. Part of the mission of Genesis House is to be an embassy of Korean culture. There's a story behind everything here. It's a very thoughtful approach. I always go back to the quote from Luke Dongervogler, our Chief Creative Officer, where design is brand and brand is design. We have a really immersive LED stage. It's a ceiling, wall, and floor that we put immersive content. We also program it when we partner with creative collaborators, and we build up really great multi-week immersive experiences for our guests. The cellar stage has many uses as well beside the immersive programming. That is where we do our majority of our global reveals, but we've also held talks, even concerts, dinners, where we program amazing digital content onto the LED screen. Sonim is the unique Korean philosophy on hospitality, where you treat each guest as you would an honored guest and someone in your own home. So Genesis House is the home for Genesis. That is something that we hold true as a brand value. Guests can experience a variety of fine dining experiences upstairs. We do have a daytime menu as well as our evening menu. And something that's particularly unique is that we have our tea pavilion. What better way to show that everybody is an honored guest through our hospitality and through food? We're here in front of the beautiful and iconic tea pavilion here at Genesis House. Tea is such an important part of the Korean culture, and the tea pavilion is an important part of Genesis House. The tea service that we offer here at Genesis House is by reservation and on the weekends. One of our staff members will take our guests through several teas and tea snacks and explaining the ritual and the different tisans. The library is a unique feature featuring books from some notable luxury publishers. It encompasses several categories, everything from automotive to fashion to design and travel and cooking, all things that are really special to the Genesis brand. Genesis chose the Meatpacking District as the place for Genesis House. It's of course a high foot traffic area. It's a mix of residential and luxury and design and culinary. And of course it's in New York City, such an iconic and beautiful global destination. We are standing in the restaurant here at Genesis House, which is on our second floor, overlooking the High Line and the beautiful Hudson River. Guests can not only expect our amazing Sonnim and philosophy on hospitality, but they can expect the unique Genesis take on Korean food, which marries centuries of tradition as well as our contemporary take, transporting guests out of New York City and into Seoul. One of the most unique architectural features of Genesis House is the wooden ceiling that you will see here in the restaurant that also is on top of the tea pavilion. It's reminiscent of the traditional architecture of a hanok, which is a Korean home. Also, one of the fun facts about the roofline here is that there are no nails. So it is the traditional architecture and the wood joints that holds the whole piece together. Genesis House is open 6 days a week. We do welcome anybody who's interested in visiting the restaurant or our beautiful terrace that overlooks the High Line.
Trend number 4, more car makers are on the path to premium. Luxury is not just an obsession, it is a business strategy. And this is one that we have seen car makers leaning into more in recent years than ever. And now in 2025, we've seen popular car brands truly leaning in. A few years ago, Mazda changed its business strategy to take the brand from popular to premium, and now we're seeing other brands follow suit. Volkswagen creating interiors that look like any German luxury car. Kia upgrading its entire brand lineup to feel much more premium. Here's a look at how Volkswagen is adding an even higher level of luxury to its top-selling VW Tiguan. This is the 2025 Volkswagen Tiguan. Tiguan has been one of the most popular SUVs from Volkswagen, and for 2025, they've updated it and turned it into, surprisingly, a luxury car. Massaging seats are available, head-up display is available, all new interior that's streamlined, simplified, much more advanced technology. The downside is it used to have a third row. There is no longer a third row option. The upside is it's bigger and has more interior space for 2025. The Volkswagen Tiguan uses the unified design language that we see on many of Volkswagen's electric vehicles like the ID4 and the ID Buzz, with a lighted badge, a light bar across the front, and a light bar across the rear. New taillights, new headlights, new lower fascia grille, new diffuser on the rear end, all add up to a really fresh, modern look on the Tiguan. Also new for 2025 is a 4-cylinder turbo engine that generates 201 horsepower. That's up from 184 in the prior model, so a lot more power under the hood, and it should be a lot of fun to drive when it comes to North America later in 2025. The completely redesigned interior features beautiful materials. We're in the R line, which is the top of the line edition, and it has wood trim and leather details with piping and contrast stitching. But what's notable is this big screen that anchors the dash. This is a 17-inch screen, and it's been completely redesigned. You can customize the screen however you would like, and on the center console, they've removed the gear selector, so that's up on the steering wheel. And what this does is it gives us space for a place to pop your phone, cup holders. There is a volume dial here. The engine stop-start is here, now located in the center. And then a nice little console with a wireless phone charger and USB ports. The steering wheel is a D-shaped steering wheel, so it's flat on the bottom. And then we have driver assist features here and multimedia here. This is Volkswagen's digital cockpit. It's a premium digital display, and that's going to be standard across all trims. In the rear seat of the Volkswagen Tiguan for 2025, there is a lot more space. This is a longer wheelbase. There's more passenger space in the back seat. All that extra space adds up to more legroom in the rear seat and more cargo space in the cargo area. The trend number 5, is this the EV tipping point? Ignore for a moment the shifting winds in the popularity of EVs and look down the road to the future where EVs will be a solid part of our future. We have seen the tipping point to that road to the future in 2025 with not only more EV introductions than ever, but some very long-awaited EVs finally hitting the road. From the much-awaited Lucid Gravity 3-row SUV to Volvo's flagship 3-row SUV, the EX90, as well as the Cadillac Escalade IQ, another long-awaited 3-row SUV. Electric cars that came to market in 2025 created a lot of excitement. Here's a look at the Cadillac Escalade IQ and how Cadillac is redefining the future of luxury, with the ultimate luxury being a very quiet powertrain. This is the Cadillac Escalade IQ-L. There is the Cadillac Escalade IQ, which is the all-electric version of the Escalade. This is the L. It's longer and it has more cargo space. It is all electric. It has a range of 460 miles, but a lot of people who are testing it out these days say it might have the longest range of any EV. People are getting well over 550 miles on a single charge. On the outside, the Escalade IQ represents a lot of new design language for Cadillac. The badge is now chrome and glass. The front face of the Cadillac Escalade IQ is flat and it's lighted. It has a really dynamic look at night. The entry-level trims are sport and luxury. Ours is a sport edition that starts at $130,000. You can amp it up a little bit by going to Sport 2 or Luxury 2, which adds a lot more cool features. 750 horsepower and nearly 800 pound-feet of torque, that is a lot of power. That is a function not just of Cadillac wanting to deliver a really excellent experience, it's also a function of all the batteries that this large chassis can accommodate. So it drives pretty effortlessly. You don't feel the heft of this SUV from behind the wheel. The Cadillac Escalade IQ shares its powertrain and its platform with the Hummer EV, as well as four-wheel steering. That's something that we'll find in all versions of the Escalade IQ, and it can do something that they call Activate Mode, which essentially lets you drive sideways. The Cadillac Escalade IQ is designed to be the ultimate Cadillac. We know Cadillac for its large frame, seating for 7 or 8 passengers, and delivering unprecedented levels of luxury. That luxury comes in the form of lots of great features and lots of party tricks in the Cadillac Escalade IQ. On the rear of the Cadillac Escalade IQ, you'll see the IQ-L name, you'll see the glass badge, and then you'll see something that's a little curious. The 1,000 here signifies the torque rating, but in Newton meters, E for electric and 4 for four-wheel drive. My favorite feature though is this. Just touch the badge and the liftgate opens. It's just a touch sensitive badge. It doesn't move at all, and it opens to this larger cargo area. The IQ-L adds more cargo space. In the driver's seat of the Cadillac Escalade IQ and IQ-L, it is modern, it's fresh, and it's new. It starts with this really wide screen that they call the pillar-to-pillar screen. You'll see there is a touch screen here in the center that you can also control with this dial controller over here on the center console, and there is a passenger screen. We have functions over here including Super Cruise, heated steering wheel, and this is V mode. When you're driving, you can tap this button for an extra 20 seconds of boost power that will give you all 750 horsepower all at once. Google Maps and Google Assistant are built in, and that is the default for voice activation. What's worth noting though, Cadillac does not offer Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in their electric vehicles. However, if you need to have your phone and your messages close at hand, they did provide really nice little phone chargers. There's one for the driver, and then there's one for the passenger over here. Below the main screen is our command center screen, and this gives us a lot of really quick access functions and controls. In addition to the screen and the 2 charge pads on the center console, Here is our multimedia dial, so you can use this to scroll through different functions on the main screen. And there's an actual button for the volume on the radio. You'll notice that it has this really beautiful textured metal. This is something we've seen in all of Cadillac's recent models. The Cadillac Escalade IQL that we're in has this really beautiful tone-on-tone design. The cream stitching on gray leatherette, the cream leatherette, polished wood, chrome, gloss black accents, and this tweed fabric that covers some of the surfaces in the Cadillac Escalade IQ creates a very muted palette effect. It feels really modern and it feels really beautiful. One of the things that makes the Cadillac Escalade so popular is all the space, comforts, and luxuries in the second row and third row for passengers and for our kids. And the Escalade IQ and IQL does have the entertainment system, and that's something that has been a staple for Cadillac buyers as well. So we have these beautiful screens. It's preloaded with YouTube and Tubi and a few other things, and it comes with AKG wireless headphones in this nice little case. So your kids can ride in the back of the Cadillac Escalade IQ and they can listen to Bluey all day long and you don't have to. The Cadillac Escalade IQ delivers everything that Escalade buyers and drivers have loved for decades. Seating for 7 or 8 passengers, a large, open, roomy cabin with lots of luxuries and lots of comforts, and technology that Cadillac incorporates in its vehicles years and years before any other car maker does. And that is absolutely true with the Cadillac Escalade IQ. Trend number 6, innovation and new approaches. 2025 saw new automakers enter the market and current automakers breaking the mold of what they've always done. Much loved car maker Jeep broke the mold with the Jeep Wagoneer S, an all-electric version of the Jeep and the first one from the company, but not the last one. Its sister company Dodge also came out with an all-electric muscle car, the Dodge Daytona Charger. This one really rattled the market and created a lot of love. Then there's the Jaguar Type 00. This is not a concept car, this is a vision car. Its details, its functions, and its electrified powertrain are designed to lead Jaguar into its next era. And then there's new entry into the automotive market that we saw in 2025, Slate Auto. Backed by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, this is a DIY, be all you want it to be truck or SUV that can be highly customized, and it has a very attractive starting price of only about $25,000. Here's what this car is all about.
My name's Tisha Johnson, and I'm head of design at Slate. Slate is a new car brand that is focused on bringing really accessible, highly desirable vehicle to people. We have one vehicle that is off the line, a blank slate that is really, truly a platform for people's creativity. We like to say, we built it, you make it. So the Slate comes as a truck that is slate gray in color, and it can look just like it does behind me in a very short amount of time. We've designed the vehicle to have really simple accessibility points that are there to make accessorizing easy. So the vehicle, for instance, behind me, you'll see that there's lines across the vehicle that make it ready to put vinyl wraps and apply color in a really simple way. We're committed to making the complete ownership model absolutely as affordable as possible for people. EVs really make sense for that. The cost of maintaining an EV is significantly lower than you see in an ICE vehicle. There's a beautiful idea here, a radically affordable vehicle that is highly desirable. It's so hard to have those two things come together. What a fantastic challenge, and something that I've wanted to do for, forever really as a designer. As soon as you open the door, it's just as much what you see as what you don't see. There's a really clean and simple environment. Just like the exterior, it's ready for customization, for personalization. You know what you want as a customer, so we're just creating the environment for you to have what you want. We make sure that you have everything you need to drive the vehicle and operate it. So there's a driver's screen right in front of the steering wheel. It includes a reverse camera. We have bin doors that open up to reveal storage areas in the dash or instrument panel. Those same little storage areas become the perfect place for an audio system. We have designed for people being able to add different colors and different material types in those areas. Truly is a platform. It shows up, it's a truck, and from there you can go to the square back configuration like you see behind me. You can also have a fastback. The fastback is still highly utilitarian and has a lot of use, just has a fun, sporty profile. We also have an open air configuration so that we have a nice, well-treated roll cage if you really prefer that open air look as well. You know, we are focused on this two-door vehicle, and we've done things here that really make it ready for use so that if you go to the 5-seat setup, you can easily get into the vehicle. We have an extended track on the passenger seat so that you can move that far forward and have really just easy, in and out of the car into the second row bench seat. The vehicle sits in a pretty unique space. The idea that a vehicle is available to really personalize so easily, nobody's doing that. And the affordability of the vehicle really actually starts to compete even with used vehicles.
Trend number 7, heritage as a currency. Heritage remains an important building block of brand value, and that's something that we saw a lot of in 2025. From Maseratis roaring back to the racetrack and delivering supercars built on the heritage of this racing brand, and adding the Sonus Faber sound system inspired by the original $1 million sound system, to Ineos Grenadier building an off-roader inspired by the off-roaders of yesterday, to Range Rover, which continues to build the most modern and elegant and beautiful SUVs that are still as capable as they ever were. Here's a look at the $138,000 plus Range Rover and all of its modern luxury and incredible capability. We are looking at the Range Rover extended wheelbase. The Range Rover is one of the most luxurious and most capable four-wheel drive vehicles on the road. And that is really the mission of Range Rover, is to deliver the ultimate luxury, but also incredible capability. In fact, if you didn't know this car is as capable as it is, you would never guess it based on the luxurious experience inside. You have a lot of really great function, push button everything, really beautiful details, leather interior, panoramic sunroof, Meridian sound system, all the refinements and everything that you expect in a luxury SUV. The Range Rover is available in 2 different powertrains. There is a 6-cylinder that offers 395 horsepower, and there's a V8 that delivers 523 horsepower. There is a more powerful SV edition that is the ultimate Range Rover long wheelbase. The base model Range Rover, which is the one we're driving, the SE, starts at $117,000. Upgrade to that V8 engine and add a few little extras, our test model comes in at $138,000. The Autobiography starts at $178,000, and the SV starts at $238,000. The design approach in the Range Rover is minimalist. It's really all about elegance. The mission really was to eliminate visual noise, and Range Rover did that quite nicely. The Range Rover that we're driving is the long wheelbase. What that means is there is a third row. The third row seats 2 passengers, and buyers have the option of center row captain's chairs, so seating capacity is either for 6 or 7. Hidden underneath all that elegant minimalist design is incredible off-road capability. Range Rover has engineered this SUV to ford very deep water, about 3 feet of water, climb sheer rock faces to be able to really go anywhere. You name it, the Range Rover can go there. On the rear of the Range Rover, we have a split lift gate, which is a lovely thing, especially for families. The nice thing is, if you have things in the cargo area and the lift gate opens, things can't roll out. It also makes a really nice tailgate. With the tailgate down, you have a lot of space, and it's quite luxurious. It has this really nice thick carpet. We don't normally see carpet this thick in our SUVs, even our luxury SUVs. And then we have push buttons. All the seats are push button controlled from the rear and also from the screen in the front. With the seat controls, you can lower the center row seats and you can lower the third row seats, so you can fold or unfold. You can also turn on the seat heat, and you can adjust the seats to your liking right here on the center screen. In the front seat of the Range Rover, it's all minimalist elegance. There's soft touch fabrics and really beautiful leather upholstery on the dash. There's paddle shifters for paddle shifting through gears manually. And then most of our functions actually are on this touch screen. You can scroll through, and that's going to be the quickest way really to get to the off-road functions. You can turn on or off the water fording for wade sensing, and you can even see your energy impact. Range Rover gives you a shortcut menu here, so here you can go really quickly to your driving modes, sport mode for the highway, comfort for the city, and eco when you really want to save fuel, and that will lower the air conditioner, so that's worth noting. And then you have some standard off-road modes, so gravel, sand, mud, and ruts, and then configurable. If you would like to set things up with your own preferences for off-roading, you can do that as well. Another feature that's really great is the camera system, and this is really wonderful for off-roading as well, because this gives you a 360 view all around. One of the things that's so iconic in the Range Rover is minimalist design, and the place that you really see that is on the center console. And that's because there's not much here. They've really worked to make this look very minimalist and very elegant. There is the gear selector and the stop-start button, and that's pretty much it. There is a cubby here, and then there are cup holders here. There also is a hidden cubby down there. And underneath our armrest, there is yet another storage console. The door controls, if you press the number, that actually is your memory seat. So when you press, say, number 2, the seat is going to position itself in the position that was set at number 2. Sticking with the idea that all the seats are push button, electrified, and easy to move, Range Rover added buttons here that allow easy access to the third row. So you push this button and these seats slide and tilt forward. And these can slide and tilt forward with a child passenger car seat installed. Another nice feature is the panoramic sunroof. It does open and it covers the front of the cabin and the center row. It doesn't cover the third row, but it does let in a lot of light and makes the cabin feel very open and airy. Range Rover is a brand that's always been known as built for adventure and exploration. Trend number 8, the trophy car. 2025 saw a lot of trophy cars come to market from all sorts of brands, the very top of the line to brands like Dodge that just sold a few of some very coveted cars. Among the trophy cars we saw in 2025 are the Rivian R1 Quad Motor, the most capable and fastest, most powerful Rivian ever built, which also auctioned in the era of one-offs, which we saw at Pebble Beach this summer. Lamborghini introduced the Fenomeno, the most phenomenal car the company has ever built, and very limited production, only 28 will be sold. McLaren introduced the Project Endurance. Project Endurance will allow a limited number of owners to own the car and be trackside with executives, leaders, and drivers as they steer the brand back to the triple crown of automotive racing. Here's a look at the Rivian R1 Quad and what this trophy car is all about. This is the Rivian second generation R1T Quad. There's an SUV version that is nearly identical to this one. Rivian's other vehicles are considered luxury, but they're more entry-level luxury. This is the top of the line, you've fully arrived luxury. Rivian's approach to luxury is to ensure that its owners are able to go where they want to go, see what they want to see, and do what they want to do without any compromise. And what that means is engineering and designing its trucks and SUVs down to every single last detail and giving Rivian owners absolutely the most capability that there is. Rivian has always designed its trucks and SUVs in a quad edition, meaning there are 4 motors, 1 for each wheel. What that adds up to is a lot of power. The first generation Rivian Quad delivered 835 horsepower. This one, the second generation, takes that up to 1,025 horsepower and almost 1,200 pound-feet of torque. That's the highest number of motors on any EV, and that power delivery puts it in the top 1% of EV performance. The fastest Corvette, the fastest Bugatti, the fastest Lamborghini, basically the fastest production cars on the road stand right alongside the Rivian R1 Quad. In addition to all that power, Rivian has increased the range of the second generation R1T and R1S. So about 400 miles on a single charge, a little bit less if you're in the quad and you're having fun with it. You'll probably end up with about 370 or 380 miles on a charge. That's still really great range for a 4-wheel drive vehicle that delivers over 1,000 horsepower. Another unique thing about Rivian, especially in the second generation, is the software. All the software is written in-house and it's updated regularly. In fact, buyers of the second generation R1 Quad will get updates coming in September that will give them hands-free driving, what they're calling rad tuning, and a kick turn. The R1 Quad, either the T or the S, the truck or the SUV, is the top of the line. But there's actually another top of the line beyond that, and that is the Launch Edition. The R1 Quad starts at about $120,000 for the truck and about $125,000 for the SUV. And the Launch Edition adds about $4,000 to that price, but gives you a few more little goodies. The company's really passionate about off-road, about adventure, about our national parks, and about the time that we spend outdoors. So Rivian comes to the space with this very particular mission to give you the most capability, but to leave the lightest footprint, and that's why EV powertrains make so much sense. The Rivian Gen 2 R1 Quad is notable for a couple of details on the rear that instantly tell you what this car is all about. And you'll notice that the gear guard's hair is blowing back. That's a nod to all the power that this truck can deliver. And it has a 0 to 60 time of 2.5 seconds, which is insane for a pickup truck. Rivian's mission of ensuring that everything is easy and perfect extends to the truck bed, which has a very nice little push button bed cover that retracts the bed. And then there's a button that you can push to lower the lift gate. And then notice this panel that came down as well. What this does is it creates a single contiguous surface here to make it easier to slide things in or take things out. Inside, you'll find there's an air compressor. Over on this side, there are power outlets that'll give you access to plugging in anything and everything you might need to power with the Rivian. Everything that you expect from a pickup truck is included, as well as some nice conveniences. The front cabin of the Rivian is designed to give you every control at your fingertips, although almost everything is on a screen. This is our map. You can change that view if you like, but it's really beautiful and the graphics are so crisp and clear. Tap the little car icon and you'll get your quick access functions here, but the real magic is in this icon down here, and this is the all-wheel drive icon. And this is where you're going to find one of the new technologies called the RAD tuner. RAD stands for Rivian Adventure Department. Their goal is to ensure that everything Rivian's vehicles do give you the most capability for your adventures. So you'll notice we have rock crawl, soft sand, rally and drift modes, and then also all-terrain. But if we go into the RAD tuner, we can actually customize our settings here. The RAD tuner functions sort of like an equalizer does for a stereo system, giving you the capabilities that you want where you want them for off-road driving. There are 2 additional software sets that Rivian will add starting in September. One is called the kick turn, and that essentially incorporates four-wheel steering to literally turn in a circle. It's the sharpest turn any vehicle can make, as well as the hands-free driving. When you pull the gear selector stalk twice, you will get hands-free driving that'll show up right here in the driver display. In the Gen 2 Rivian R1 T and S, many of the driver functions are here in the steering wheel, but what you see is this really beautiful wood surround and the scroll buttons. What you don't see are icons or letters or anything that tells you what these things do. But when you press these buttons and when you roll these toggles, you will get instant indication of what it's doing. It is very minimalist. It's not incredibly intuitive, so new owners really do need to get a good walkthrough because the functions can be a little confusing. On the quick access menu is where you're going to find the front control. You can tap that and it will automatically open. You can also tap it to automatically close it. The Rivian frunk is actually quite nicely sized. It can fit a set of golf clubs, you could fit a stroller, you could fit a week's worth of groceries in there. And it's designed to give you that kind of capacity, especially in a pickup truck where bed may not be convenient or things may roll around. This gives you a much more secure storage for smaller things. And if you thought that was a lot of space, there's actually more underneath. Also on the quick access menu are the gear tunnel doors, and you can tap this one to open the left side and this one to open the right side. This is the gear tunnel underneath the rear seats of the R1T. All R1Ts have this, and Rivian actually has configured equipment that can fit in here. There's a kitchen that can pull out of it, and you can travel with your kitchen stowed nicely in the gear tunnel. It also will hold a set of golf clubs or other things. Here they've stowed the charging cords, but you might be able to fit luggage, tote bags, and things like that in here as well. It's a really nice, convenient way to carry some things that are conveniently stowed, locked away, and out of sight of prying eyes. For the Gen 2 Rivian R1T and R1S, the charge port's in the same place, but notice that it is a NACS style or Tesla style charge port, meaning you can charge at any Tesla charger. Because there's so many conventional CCS charge stations out there, Rivian also includes an adapter. Buyers of the Launch Edition will get a couple of cool little details, including this hidden flashlight. Reminds me of the Rolls-Royce umbrella. But this is here and it's available for you when you need it. And when you don't need it, you can just pop it right back into the door and it actually shuts itself off. You'll also get this speaker, which is tucked into the center console. You can take it out, you can take it with you, or you can just use it to listen to music in the car. The R1 Quad just had its first round of test drives with media and with critics and with owners, and it has gotten overwhelmingly positive reviews. People love its capability. Trend number 9, concepts set the stage. For generations, automotive companies produced concept cars to show what they were capable of, but that's all they were concepts. Concepts are a new thing now. Not only do they show a car company's capability in design and engineering, but they set up the next era for a brand's development and growth. This year we saw the introduction of the Genesis Magma concept, and that set up Genesis' entree into racing by introducing the Magma racing team later this year. The most rewarding part about a concept, though, is when it comes to market, and that's what we saw with the Infiniti concepts that we looked at Monterey Car Week. We saw the track spec, we saw the terrain spec, and then we saw the QX65. The QX65 was announced to come to market, but then there was the question, will they build the terrain spec and will they build the track spec? Track spec is a go. Here's what these concepts look like. We're here at the Quail, a motorsports gathering, which is the poshest of all auto shows on the map. And we are with the new face of Infiniti. Welcome, Tiago Castro, the new head of Infiniti North America. It's so nice to see you here.
It's great to see you, Scotty. Thank you for having me.
Is this your first Monterey Car Week event?
First ever for me. Not the first one for Infiniti though. We've been here for 19 years. This is a very unique venue. It gives us opportunity to showcase the Infiniti products. And today we're testing 3 new concepts. We're very focused on simple tasks. We need to improve the present, accelerate the future. QX80, our flagship model that we just launched in 2024, had a record first 6 months. So momentum is building. QX60, built in the US, we also grew sales year over year. Now, because of the tariffs, we had to pause for the QX50, 55, but I'm really focused on, intensifying and improving the sales of those models that we can generate more revenue. And we have more good news coming up with the monograph concept, QX65 monograph behind us. This is just a little teaser for what's coming next spring, which is the QX65. This model is a true-roll, fastback SUV, but it gives us opportunity to position Infiniti in the heart of one of the biggest luxury segments in the market.
1999 was a car that was this coupe-ish, powerful car with the FX. Fast forward 25 years or so, and we got the chance to do a derivative of the QX60. So we thought it's a very natural to blend a little bit of the personal feeling of the FX, but make it a QX65. On the side view, it's a bit of an homage to an FX and things like that, but the decision that was a bit intriguing during the process is what kind of character should we give the front? And because we had just launched the QX80 and we really loved some of the features of that front face, we started experimenting on applying that for the 65. We split the lamps, we brought the piano keys from the QX80, and we also brought this crisscrossing element. And then of course the split of the piano keys becomes a bamboo, which now has spread out. It's a bit more organic, but you still feel the structure of the branches, and of course the way the bamboo locks into the Infiniti logo. Cars usually end a bit flat and abrupt, but we wanted this feeling of almost the wings, the tail of the bird coming to an edge, and then we added so much shape. Very sculptural, powerful rear end, and also the tail of an airplane or a bird. We are trying to make a feel more on the sports side, but when you come inside, it will have a beautiful red and black interior, full of quilting, so you're in a sanctuary at the end of the day. The QX80, it's a luxury SUV, very focused on customers in an urban environment. On the other side is really how far off the road can the QX80 go. With both of the cars, we're trying to test the elasticity of the brand. Outdoor spirit and on-road performance.
Design is very important for the luxury market. And then we can't forget the client experience. You gotta deliver something more than just the products. Recently, J.D. Power scored all the luxury brands in the market for client experience. And Infiniti was #2 in the whole industry, just behind Porsche. That's something we can be really proud about. And we need to emphasize, why not be the #1, right?
Trend number 10, the track and the trail are the ultimate R&D lab. The track and the off-road trail have long been where car makers test their cars, push the performance and draw out details, statistics, and data that help them to develop cars that perform really well on our streets. But now they're adding more of those performance details into our cars and to feel what it's like to drive a car that's truly built with F1 technology or for the Baja 1000. From the Mercedes-AMG SL63 that draws on F1 technology from AMG's leadership in F1 to the Rivian R1 Quad that developed a lot of its technology on the trail in the Rebelle Rally as they competed and won, to Ford's expertise on the off-road and adding those capabilities to the Expedition Tremor, to Acura's adding the magic of the NSX to its full line and informing its future development in vehicles like the RSX, that track and trail performance is everything, not only for our daily drivers, but for those that are really special. Here's a look at how Ford created the ultimate expedition in the Ford Expedition Tremor. This is the 2025 Ford Expedition, and it is one of the most talked about cars of the year. Ford just redesigned it, top to bottom, new interior, new conveniences, new focus. This is for the family that tows, the family that skis, the family that plays hockey, the family that really likes to go out and do things. It has a lot of cargo capacity. It has seating for 7 or 8 passengers, and it has tons and tons of conveniences for every person in the car. For 2025, the design has been revised. It still has that large, boxy, lifted look and feel to it. The front grille has a light bar that goes all the way around, and the tailgate has been redesigned, so it's actually a split tailgate, giving even more function and convenience to buyers. Ford has added this table that you can use for cargo management. You can also flip it out and use it as a picnic table. The great thing about the split gate is you can sit here and dangle your legs and not rub them against a dirty bumper. And then it does this. The new interior in the Ford Expedition is inspired by the Lincoln Nautilus. It has this really large screen here that is a driver display. It also can customize what is displayed over on the right side. We see navigation here. You can control what you see on that screen on this screen. This is a fully functional multimedia touchscreen. This all opens up space for this large center console. There is a wireless phone charger here, cup holders here. You can open this space for even more storage, or you can do this. Create the perfect place for a handbag or other things in here. Second row passengers are gonna be really happy with this climate control system, especially when it's moved back by the front seat passengers. There are some really clever details here. Instead of having a built-in entertainment system, you can use this little contraption to hold a tablet or a phone for viewing. This version has captain's chairs. These slide and tilt forward and can even do that with a child passenger car seat installed. Pricing starts at about $63,000, tops out at about $83,000. There are some upgrades that can take it up to around $90,000 at the very top of the line. Overall, 2025 was defined by more luxury, more personalization, and more technology. And all of that comes together to create a deeper connection between a car and its owner. Thanks for joining us for Forbes Cars and Bikes this year, and we look forward to a lot more in 2026.